Find a position where you can take the one leg back, overstretch the other foot forward, make sure your hip bones are pointing straight ahead and lunge a little forward there. And as you do, squeeze that back glute, okay? Just lunging there a little forward. Be more tall rather than, folding forward or rounding the spine. And you can softly move in and out of that one there. And hold on to the front thigh if you want to as well. And just pull back the shoulders a little. Enjoy the stretch. If you've been sitting all week, you need this. And then what I am going to add is a little rotation, and I'm going to turn towards the side that my front leg is on. So I take my outer hand to come across to that thigh on the outer. I'm going to turn at the same time as I rotate, and I just gently pull into the leg with that hand. Just have a presence there. And it's quite nice today. Again, you can softly move in and out of that. Can take a bit of effort. And now let's change sides. Okay. So remember, overstep that front foot, give yourself space, and lunge it forward. Head is up, shoulders down. And then if you choose, take the outer arm now to the outer thigh, and then just pull into it a little bit there, just subtly. Gently in and out. Good. All right. And then slowly come in. I'm going to get you to go into 4-point kneeling position here for me and tuck the toes underneath here. Once you are there, look towards the top of your mat. Feel like you slightly roll out into the sides of the palm and the hands. The hands don't really move, but just that you're putting more of your weight through sort of the outer part of the palm and the hand. All right, I want you to then feel like you draw in the abdominal wall without altering the spine, what we call a vacuum, and a little bit of pelvic floor here. And now lift the knees up and hold. So a bit of shoulder stability happening here. You're going to feel your thighs kick in shortly, okay? And just that gentle abdominal connection, maintaining your neutral spine, okay? And then land it back down. Pull back, just take the pressure off the wrists. And then we're going to go again, okay? So bringing the shoulders back over. All right, putting the pressure on the outer part of your palms as we lift up, okay? And less into the fingers and wrists. Just tune into the outer parts of the palm, the lower part of the hands. Whew, shaking. Don't have your bottom up too high. Look ahead to the top of your mat. And now rest. Okay, let's bring our hands forward to child's pose. You can have your hands flat or you can turn your palms to face in and just sit back towards the heels. You could have knees wide if your inner thighs are tight and have a sense that the chest is reaching down towards the mat, and then add a little more reach of the arms if you can. Breathe it out. And what I'm going to offer next is a little bit harder for some people on the knees. So if you come out of that one, you can stay in the 4-point kneeling position. Otherwise, we're going to do a thigh stretch. Now, you can take your weight. You can do this with or without the weight. It is a strong move. We're going to come up onto our knees and just tune into a little squeezing of the glutes and bring the dumbbell towards your chest here. Think of the body remaining in its neutral position, an upright plank. Start to lead with the shoulders to lean back, just an inch or two. Then start to knit the ribs together and squeeze your glutes. Okay, you're leaning back, and then I want you to come back up. So remember, you can do 4-point hovers. You don't have to do this one. And let's repeat. Lead with the shoulders, knit the ribs, keep them under, squeeze the glutes. Can you get a little bit more? Okay, there's the thighs, and then come back up. All right, and last one here. Pulling back, 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 back. Feel the stretch. Good. And then come back in. All right, going to go into 4-point kneeling again. You're going to have the dumbbell in one hand, and I just want you to find that nice postural position looking ahead. You'll then bend the elbow to come up to the side, but just check that your shoulders are fairly flat and even. All right, now from here, you're going to straighten the arm back into your kickbacks. So tricep kickbacks, squeezing the back of the arm as you move into the straight position. Now, you can work on your stability here by sliding your opposite leg out, okay? And then lifting it up and then continuing that movement and keeping your body centered as much as you can. All right, let's just go a few more. Squeeze the back of the arm. Look ahead at the top of the mat, not down if you can help it. 3 more. 2 and 1. Great. Bring it all in. Change sides. You can go straight to the other leg. You can have your hand on the fist on the other one too. I forgot to mention. All right, ready? Bend the elbow first to bring your weight. Find an evenness through your shoulder blades. Center the pelvis if you've got your leg lifted. And now let's go 10 repetitions. Squeeze and bend and squeeze and bend. You can really squeeze and send an extra energy from the brain to maximize how much muscle contraction you're getting in that end range. 5 more. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. All right, good work. All right, I'll get you to sit up now and just place the dumbbell towards the end of your mat here. And I just want your knees bent. Take your arms out and adjust once you feel you're able to. Start the move. Now take your feet wide. So we'll do some windscreen wipers where we rotate the knees all the way to the left and try to get both knees down towards the ground. And then come back to the center. Do the other side. Now, if you've got some real flexibility in the hips, what you could do is drop your upper body a bit lower. So we can come down onto our elbows and try from there. That makes it a little harder for me to get the knees down and I feel a bigger stretch. Back to the center. Then the other side. And if you wanted even more stretch, you can come lie fully down. So choose your version and go again. We all like to lie down, don't we? So I'm going to give you 4 on these. So just do which one you like. And just take a moment to feel things before you bring yourself back out of it. 2 more. And then we'll end up back propped up on the hands. And last one here. All right, bring it back to the center. Carefully bring yourself back up. Okay. Now, what I'd like for you to do is have your feet come either side of the dumbbell wide-ish, and just to give you an idea of that, so the feet are either side. All right, zip up through your zipper through your center, lean back a little, take the arms wider as you, or as you start, change your hand position. All right, zip up, take one foot to cross over, tap the other side of the dumbbell there, and then vice versa. Okay. Now, I want you to keep your pelvis centered. Okay. So just keep going, nice and centered. Okay. And it's just very entry level, nice and easy. Yeah. Okay. Last one here. I'm going to take it next level. Next level is pretty hard. You're going to bring your feet forward of the dumbbell, legs together, maybe bring your body in a little bit. You'll know once you start. All right, zip up through that center and lift your feet up. Now, the closer in, the easier as we take both legs side to side. Try to feel sense of being upright and not leaning back too much, and that'll make it a little bit easier. Start to squeeze the knees together, okay, and feel the inner thighs and your hip flexors working. Okay, for the more advanced, take your legs a little longer, not perfectly straight, but they're longish. 2. We're going to go for 8, 3, 4. This is why I got you to stretch your hip flexors. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Well done. Okay, just pop that dumbbell there to the side. Lie on your side, propped up on your elbow, bottom leg bent, top leg straight. Okay. If you want to add the weight to it, you will now rest the dumbbell along the side of the body. Okay. Think of the glute lifting the leg up to do your single leg stretch today. Feel that you have a connection through the upper body. Don't feel relaxed through the top half. And create a fist in that bottom hand and energize the arm muscles there a little more. We're going to go for 10. Try not to tilt the hips. 3 more. 8, 9, and 10. Pop your dumbbell down. Okay, just have a little rest. And then we're going to continue the single leg stretch, but I'm going to stagger the move. So take that leg out straight and lift it up to hip height. You're going to reach the leg out further towards the end of your mat and add a little more height again. And then you got one more up and then down. So there's 3 movements there. Hip height, a little more, and then down. All right, remember your cup of coffee on the hip bone. Don't spill it as you move the limb. 2, 3, and down. 2 more rounds. Think of the glute, lifting the leg. Good. Last one here. Up, 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 and down. All right, you're going to come down. You could use a cushion if you need to onto your bent elbow to rest your head, knees bent. When your knees are bent, have your feet come forward of the mat. And let's bring the outer arm forward here. All right, I want you to stretch and reach. And then I want you to actually bend the elbow up towards the ceiling, start to rotate behind, and then go into the open book with your arm open. If you prefer, you can keep your elbow bent if you're feeling particularly tight or stiff through the shoulder. You can keep your elbow bent with the hands on the forehead or hands, sorry, on the forehead. Do some deep breathing here. And then bring it straight back over. We're going to add the rotation above the head for those that want to. You stretch and reach. Continue to reach as you reach your arm to the top of the mat. Let the head fall into the palm of your hand or where you feel you're able to. Find the stretch again. 3 deep breaths. Keep the knees on the mat. And bring your hands to circle to the end of your mat, the bottom of your mat, and then back and around. Okay. Now, I've got quite a heavy weight here. It's 3 kilos here. So for some people, if your weight's too heavy, you may not be able to use it for your rotator cuff. But let's start doing some rotator cuff here, down and up. Now, because the weight is heavy, I'm gripping it quite strongly. Okay. But you can do this with no weight at all. Now, this arm, okay, that's moving, I want you to tune into the back of the shoulder blade of that arm and just kind of feel like there's a little bit of anchorage happening there to keep the shoulder from rolling back. Well, basically, don't roll the shoulder back. Now, we're only doing 10 because this weight is damn heavy. 6, I think this is. And 7, 8, 9. Oh, I think I can just get this one out. Nice work. And then bring it down. Okay, swap sides. And we start with the bottom leg bent, top leg straight, propped up onto your elbow. Of course, you can lie down if you feel you need to with your shoulder. All right, energize that bottom arm, create your fist here. Feel the shoulder respond and use the hip muscles to lift the leg up and down. 10 repetitions. A little lengthening with a little height. It doesn't have to be big. I'm just letting that weight rest on my leg. I'm not really grabbing it. 8, 2 more to go, and then we'll put the weight down for our little staggered move. All right, popping that weight down. Oh, filling this arm as well. All right, ready? Let's lengthen, 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 and down. And again, up, 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 and down. If you're feeling, it's a little harder, you could do 2 reaches. You don't have to do 3. All right, 2 more rounds. And then we reward ourselves with a nice open book. And then lift, reach, reach. Good work. Come on down. All right. Bend those knees forward of the mat and the feet forward of the mat. Pull your bottom shoulder blade back behind you towards the wall. Let's reach the arm first, but then we bend at the elbow and then we rotate and then we open the arm and look at the hand if you can. Breathe. Can you get the eyes on the hand more? And then we'll bring it back in. We'll keep the reach of the arm and take it up and above the head. Stretch and reach if you want. Rotate. Eyes on the hand again. Find the stretch for 3 breaths. And then circle the hand down towards the feet and bring yourself back in for rotator cuff. All right, take your feet back a little, balance out the body. Okay. All right, let's go. Down and up. Notice my elbow is still on the side of my body too. Some people tend to lift it. Okay, so try to just make sure it feels rested down the side. Relax the head. Halfway. Give me 5 more. 4, 3. It's my strong side. 2. My less dominant arm, but stronger. And last one. All right, nice work. Put your dumbbell to the side, lie on your back. We're going to do a glute stretch. Remember, the option to start nice and easy is just to pull the knee up towards your chest, but then take it a little across on the angle towards the opposite side of the body. And when you do, try to resist the tailbone, push it back down in resistance to the pull. Otherwise, you can cross your leg over and reach behind that thigh as you lift or the shin. Once you're in that position, shift your weight into the back of the hip on the leg you're holding and pull it in more towards you. 10 more seconds here. Give it some time. And slowly ease out of that and change sides. Remember on my version to shift the weight into the back of the hip of the leg you're holding and then pull it up. Deep breathing. And on the breath out, you're trying to soften where you feel restricted and resist with the tailbone. Just visually feel like that muscle is relaxing, letting that go. And then slowly ease out of that. And you can grab your dumbbell if you choose. You're going to hold both ends of your dumbbell up to the ceiling. Now, I just want you to tune into your rib flare. Okay, so as we take our arms behind over our head, anchor the rib cage down and just have a feel of where you're able to take it to. Okay, so obviously the lower you go, the harder it is, and then come back in. Let's go one more. Take a breath in. And as you breathe out, just maintain your neutral spine. Don't allow the ribs to lift. Okay. And then come back in. All right, come into your tabletop position, or you could float one leg only in tabletop if you choose. We're going to add the toe tap or the single leg stretch. So I'll do one version of each. So the toe tap now to the arms going behind and bring them back in. Stay on the same leg and do straight leg for the more advanced. Okay, so it's a little harder not to arch the full spine when you do that. 3 more. Press your hands into the dumbbell for a little energy if you choose, or keep it light. Now, what I want you to do is stay on the same leg, but hold the arms back. Do not move them in and out, and give me 5 more. Just work the range that you feel okay with. You could do an extended toe tap in between, doesn't have to be a small toe tap. Do not hold your breath. And last one here. And give yourself just a little micro rest. Bring both feet down, your arms down. Okay, so when it comes to the rib flare, you've got muscle fibers that cross from the gap of one side of your rib to the gap of the other side, so just in between. So I just want you to have an awareness that there's an activation of them. Come up into your tabletop or single leg version. Okay. All right. And now move the arms and just sense that there's just a kind of nice contraction there to hold the ribs down, but don't push your upper back into the mat so much. Just think of the front of the ribs and tune into the muscle fibers, just tightening, and keep your spine exactly where it is. Sometimes we over push the back of the ribs into the mat. And last one here. And then we're going to remain holding the arm back or arms, and then continue 5 more, breathing out as you move the leg out and breathing in as you come in. The other leg is still, the arms are still. And last one here. Good work. Bring the dumbbell down. Okay. Just hold it here for the moment. I just want you to press the feet, the heels into the mat. Feel light with the hips on the mat now, and then lift the hips up into a bridge position. Okay, good. Straighten your arms out and rest your dumbbell on top of the pelvis there. And I want you to push your hip bones a little in towards the dumbbell so they heighten, they lift up towards the ceiling, but then push the dumbbell in your hands just back down with a little resistance. Okay, so the resistance is when the hips are pushing up, you're trying to push them back down a little, but they don't move. All right, now just keep the dumbbell there, land the hips down, and let's repeat. Press the heels in, and at the top, just take that pause to push the hip bones a little higher, and then push the hands back down, and then bring it back down. Concentrated movement to maximize, keep repeating the activation of your glutes in the back of the hamstrings, and bring it down. Now remember, no rib flare. As you get height and you start to push those hip bones into the hands, try to keep the ribs down. Don't let them lift up and arch your back. And then bring it down. So essentially, you're just trying to maintain neutral spine at the top, even though you're trying to push your hips up. Squeeze the glutes. All right, we've got one more. And feel those hip flexors open up as well at the top. That's kind of nice. All right, bring it back down. Okay. All right, if you choose, you do not have to. You can have your hands down by your side. I want your hands holding the dumbbell to the ceiling. Option 1 is to slide the left foot a little further out than the right. That's easier. Second version is to float the left leg up. Either way, you're going to press the right heel into the floor, lift into your glute bridge up and down. Tune into your rib flare as you get height. The rest should just kick in. You're going to feel the glutes after what you did before. So I'm not going for maximum height. I'm finding a nice balanced move as I get to the top. This is number 7. And 8. 2 more. Good. All right. Have a rest of the weight if you choose. Find your other position. Change legs. Bring the weights up there for me now. All right. And reach those arms up at the same time you reach the hip up and down. 2. 3. 4. 5. Give me 5 more. 6. 7. Feel the heel to sits bone connection. 8. 9. And 10. Good work. Bring the foot down. Keep your arms up. Press into the sides of the dumbbell. Now don't move from the elbow down as you bend the elbow into your tricep move here. And then bring your arms up and squeeze the arms straight. And then repeat. Down. And up. Good. Now, you can stay here on the mat, but I'm going to come back up to kneeling upright on my knees. And I know that's not for everyone, so you can continue to do that. Or we do it in an upright position here, and we continue up and down. Okay? So if you're happy to be on your knees, you can come up on your knees. Okay? Watching the rib flare when you're on your knees. Now I'm going to make it a little bit harder here. We're going to sit down into the heels as we bend, and then we're going to come up onto the knees. 5 more. Few versions on that today. Okay. 3. 2 more, and then we're going to stand up, and you can adjust your cameras to do that. And up. Well done. Okay, so adjust your cameras. We're going to stand. We're going to do a standing roll down with your dumbbell, and that's just going to increase the stretch for you. Okay, if you find it too strong, don't use the dumbbell, but you hold either end of it and just have your feet about hip width apart. When you're ready, chin to the chest, roll the shoulders forward, slide the weight down. Now let your arms come away from the body a little, and then just breathe it out. Nice deep breathing. Two more breaths here. Soften the knees if you feel you need to. And now let's draw the belly button in towards the spine and slowly restack the spine. Yeah, nice. Okay, now we're going to bring the dumbbell up towards our chest here. Okay, and then just take the dumbbell to the side of your head, take it behind the head to the other side and around. Okay, now give an option. If you find that your shoulders are cranky doing this, you bring your arms in front of you and you do figure eights. Down and around. Okay, but if you can take it to the side, up, across and around, just getting some nice mobility through the shoulders. Okay, we'll do one more, then we're going to reverse direction. All right, so reverse to the other side, back, around and down. Yeah. And of course, any of this stuff you can do without the dumbbell. Okay, you can mimic the move. Last one here. Good. Now hold the dumbbell towards your chest. 2 options here. Bend the knees. Take 1 foot back. All right. Now I want you to feel like you're about to knee someone in the gut, so to speak. A little energy in driving the knee towards you up and pull the dumbbell down and then bring it back here. And then pull the dumbbell down. It's a small move with the dumbbell. All right. It's harder if you take your arms out now and then repeat. So find your version. 8 more. 7. The front leg is slightly bent. 6. 5. A little bit of balance, yeah. 4. So use your big toe to pull into the mat. 3. 2. And 1. Good work. Change. Do the other side. All right. You can go straight into your version. All right. You ready? Arms extend first and then pull in for that version. 2. 3. 4. 5. Feel those arms work, yeah. 6. 7. 8. Feel those abs. 9. And 10. Well done. Take the dumbbell in one hand. All right. Now, have it rest to the side of your body. Let it start to slide down. Bring your other arm up. Side stretch. Okay. You can keep the other hand down, though. You don't have to reach it over. So you can have both arms down and you'll still feel a stretch. All right. Woo. Come back in. Change arms. Do the other side. The heart rate came up with that one. And just safely take it across. And then slowly come in. Bring the dumbbell back to the other hand, but have it rest facing you, so the palms facing in. And take your feet out wide into a squat. So now the dumbbell is down here. I want you to take your other arm out. Okay, good. Now, again, you could do this without the weight. We're going to stand up and at the same time, see how I'm lowering down to launch up and then back down and launch up 2. We're going to go for 8. How deep can you go with a squat? And 4 and 5, 3 more, 6, 7. Feels good on the hips to squat today. 8. Good. Change. Drop down. All right. Take your other arm out. Ready? Let's go. Launch 1 and 2. Still get control of the weight at the top. Don't be too momentous with the move. 3, 4, 5, 6. Last 2, 7 and 8. Good work. Now we're going to come back to our little circular motion over the leg, but I'm going to challenge your balance a little bit here. All right. We're going to take the dumbbell to the left side of the body, rotate it across to the other side. And then when you come in, I want you to turn to the left, pivot on your back toes, and drop down into a lunge, up and down. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to hold on this next one. Number 5, rotate to the left. Keep that back knee up if you can, but if you need to rest it, rest it. Twist in and out. 5 reps. 3, 4, and 5. Pivot back in, recenter. All right, so we take the dumbbell now to the right side of the body, to the left. We turn to the right and pivot. Let's do it. Lunge. Just the depth that works for you. Grip with the front toe. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold it here. Rotate to the right. 5. This side's harder for me. 4. Bit of balance. 3, 2, and last one. Bring it in. Recenter. Take the dumbbell in your right hand. Okay. Now you can place your fingers in the dumbbell. So there's 2 fingers that hold the weight loosely by your side. So we've got it in our right hand. And simply take your left ear to the left shoulder and stretch. As you're holding the stretch, you're trying to breathe and relax the right shoulder and let the dumbbell draw it down. Close your eyes, relax. Get your breath back. You can play with the angles. You could look down. You could also turn your head to look up. Okay, and just find different positions. You could keep moving through it. You don't have to hold. You can kind of rotate. I'm enjoying that quite a bit actually on this one today. A few more seconds on this side. You can just be really, really slow to come out of this one now. So be gentle as always and change sides. All right, rest the dumbbell right ear to right shoulder slowly and relax the left shoulder. Deep breathing. And then add movement if you choose. Down a little. I think I want to stay here, so I'm going to stay here. But you can keep moving. You've done really great coming here today on such a cold morning. All right, slowly come out of that. Have a wonderful day, peoples. I hope you had a good start with your session, and I will see you next time. Thank you for coming.